would like you to please thank Han for helping with this video. They sent me this mannequin head with hair via my throne wish list. So now I can do some close-up personal attention sounds, but with hair. Anyway, this is mostly just going to be a test video as I try to see what kinds of sounds this is capable of. So I'm probably going to have a few mess ups here and there, just like now. The tape where I placed the lavalier microphones just came off on the right side. So, yeah. This is a mannequin head with hair. And I just taped the lavaliers on the sides near the ears. And I didn't cut anything open. So, I'm not sure how the in-ear kind of sounds would be with this. This is what it sounds like when I'm stroking your very tiny ears. I'm just stroking the side of your face and the other side of your face. Down your neck. Now, when I first started my ASMR channel, I got a styrofoam head and I cut it open so I could put the silicone ears in so I could have more authentic, like ear cleaning type sounds. But I couldn't really rubberize the surface of the styrofoam even after I sealed it with some glue and painted it with Plasti-Dip in an attempt to create a more authentic skin sounding surface. But even after all that effort, it still sounded like I was rubbing very dry skin. And I've always wanted to get a more authentic sound that sounded like skin without actually having to get human skin. So, I've wanted to get a mannequin head for a while, and at the very beginning I did, but I ended up returning it. I don't remember why, but I didn't cut into that one because it just seemed like a shame to drill into a head. And it's funny, this particular head has the features of an adult woman, but the proportions are more childlike. So the ears are rather small. The nose is very small. And the eyes, interestingly enough, they're kind of cone-shaped. I'm not wearing headphones as I'm recording this, but so far it sounds significantly more like skin than the other materials I've been using. And I don't want to like cut into this so I can put the silicone ears in because, I mean, like I said, that would be a shame. But I've also noticed that when I try to do field recordings with my other setup, with the silicone ears, it's not as clear because the silicone does mimic the shape of the human ear and how sound travels over the ear shape. And this tape just got loose again, so I'm just gonna put that back up. Let's secure that in place. But yeah, when I recorded the ocean sounds, I was a little disappointed with how it turned out because it didn't sound as clear as I would have liked it to. Because it sounded like it was, being funneled through a tube, which it basically was, with the shape of the ear. So, with this mannequin head, I'm not gonna butcher it. I'm just gonna try to tape or find some other way to secure these microphones to the side of the head. And although the tape on this side isn't really staying as secure as I would like it to, it's holding up fairly well. Just gonna gently caress your face for a little bit. Let me know in the comments what you think about the sound and whether it sounds realistic enough. Just caressing the sides of your face here, brushing my fingers over your forehead. Stroking down to your chin. And down the sides of your face and down your neck. I do wonder if I can stick pins in this and do a sort of acupuncture on your face. And then I've got a fluffy, soft brush. I'm gonna use this to brush your face. Oh, the tape is going again. Come on, tape. Stay in place. Why don't you want to stick? Gently brushing your face. Now, the main reason I wanted this head. So I have done some hair audios before, but those were with a very cheap Halloween wig, either pinned into the styrofoam head I had before, or clipped onto my new earbox setup. But I don't know if the hair sounds were really all that authentic sounding, because it was just like a wig that wasn't properly secured. But this one has hair that's, what's the word? Implanted into the scalp. And it's not as thick as a real person's head, but it's certainly better than a cheap Halloween wig. So now I want to do some scalp attention. And this mannequin head came with a rubber band to hold the hair in place, to keep it secure and tidy during shipping. I'm just gonna let that out and let your hair loose. There we go. Running my hands over your head. Stroking your scalp. Running backwards gently. I think there's some handling noises. The stand that I have the head on isn't the most stable. I mean, it does its job, but it's a little rickety. Which is fine if it were just holding up something like lights. But if you're handling something and moving it around, then you can probably hear some of the metal parts rattling as I move. This head upon what's basically a pike. This is a pike upon a head. We are making relaxing ASMR with your head upon a pike. Gloriously relaxing. Now I'm just gently running my nails in circles around your scalp. back of your head here to the base of your skull, the nape of your neck. Here goes the tape. Maybe I should get another piece of tape because the other side is holding up pretty well. Okay, hopefully that does the trick. This is a test recording after all. So if we're gonna mess up and have things fall apart, might as well do it on this rather than on a role play or something. Just gently running my fingers through. Gently running my fingers over your scalp. Your hair is so smooth. That might mean it's prone to tangles. We'll do our best to prevent too many tangles. Now then, I have a wire head massager, scalp massager that I'm gonna run through your head. It's made of wire and has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 wires that are tipped with rounded balls so it won't scratch your head. And I'm gonna just run it over here. If you've never tried out one of these massagers before, it feels really nice. There's like 12 of them, so it feels like 12 fingers gently gliding over your scalp. Increasing blood flow and just relaxing you. It might make your hair a little messy afterward, though. But it's such a nice way to start winding down your night and help you relax and get ready for bed. There we go. I think that's that for now. Now, since you are a practice head for hairstyling, I think I'm gonna try to do a French braid on you. I need more light in here first. And I'll just turn you to the side a bit. And start start on this side and start combing through, making everything tidy again. Back in the day, I did some cosplay, but I only tried to cosplay as characters with dark hair because I have dark hair. So I didn't have to deal with the fuss of wigs. The only character I ever cosplayed as that required a different hair color was Tetra from Wind Waker. And I was by no means any kind of hair specialist. The fibers are different from what's on this head, though. They're a little thicker and a little rougher, a little more coarse, which is more like human hair. I guess human hair is coarse enough that it discourages the strands from rolling onto themselves and getting tangled. But for synthetic hair like this, because it's so smooth, it gets tangled. Okay, now that we have combed through and made that much more tidy, I'm gonna part you down the middle. For my long-haired listeners out there, you know, when you were much younger in school, and it would be like story time, and everybody's sitting on the floor listening to the teacher read a story. But there would be, you need to lower your head a bit. There would be some people who would sit in front of others, and they could have long hair, so somebody behind might start playing with it. And it was so relaxing, and it felt so nice. So the combination of the story time and somebody behind you playing with your hair, so good. I'm just going to start a very simple French braid. I was never one of those people who braided hair, though. I was usually the one being braided on. I wasn't really that interested in hair. trying to be very gentle with the strands here, because I don't want to snag and snap too many of the fibers. So I'm not sure how much of it you can actually hear me handling. And it looks awfully messy. I am, of course, no hairstylist. I actually only learned how to French braid within like the last 2 years on myself. It's not that hard once you get the hang of it, but it can be a little messy since you have so much hair to account for and keep in place, and you have to be rather dexterous with your hands. Nope, that doesn't go there. There we go. Go. The last time I had my hair professionally done was for my friend's wedding. I was a bridesmaid. I can't even tell you what kind of hairstyle it was. I just looked up pictures and I was like, I like this one. It was like sort of braided and sort of up, but okay, got the last bit on this side. Get that all tucked away together and neatly braided. So when I put this away until the next recording, the hair will be nice and neat. Actually, since the pandemic started, I haven't been out very much. And I cut my own hair this few months ago. And it's very messy. Very messy. Especially like when I have to... If it's above my shoulders and I'm cutting it myself, it's bound to be messier because I can't really reach the back of my head. Okay. There we go. It's not very pretty, but it should be tidy enough. Just secure that with a black hair elastic. There we go. And now this side is done. Let's get started on the other side. Okay, now we're gonna continue on this side. I'm curious in the comments if anybody who has had short hair for most of their life, How do you find these hair attention videos? Do you think it's odd when you can hear that your hair is longer than your actual hair? You just go with the flow. As for my own experience, well, I don't have a beard, but I have listened to some beard attention videos, and I find them pretty relaxing. Just suspend your disbelief and go with the flow. Even if an ASMR video isn't catered to the exact needs of me as a person, I still enjoy and appreciate the effort put into things. I'd probably have to say that the only kind of ASMR videos that I don't really like are videos that involve eating, and it's not like a misophonia thing or anything. When I watch or listen to other people eating, then I get hungry. And then I'm just thinking about how much I want to eat, and that's not a very relaxing thought. This side is very messy. I am going to start over. As I'm doing this, I wonder, there's one thing I forgot to do. Combing my fingers close to your scalp, grabbing the hair there, and lightly tugging on the scalp. Anyway, I wonder if those girls who in elementary school often played with hair, I wonder what they're doing with their lives now. I wonder how many of them actually got into, hair business. I was never that type, but look at me now, I'm making ASMR. Very messily. I can't say I'm doing a very pretty job of it. but I'm doing it. Maybe just because I haven't really played with hair much. But as I'm doing this, I'm like, I can't really imagine being able to do this at 7 years old. Because it's a lot of hair to manage. And I could just imagine myself getting all tangled up and letting go of certain strands, and it all gets messy. And that's probably why I never really got into hair when I was younger. Even though now, like, I've done sewing, but not other textiles. Like, I never got into knitting or crochet. Maybe that's why. But also, as I mentioned earlier, the hair on this mannequin is very smooth, and so it's kind of sticking to my hands, and my hands are a little sweaty. So they are moist. And since the strands are sticking to my hands, it's a little harder to release it, and it's a lot easier for it to loop in certain ways that make it more tangled and less tidy when I pull everything together. Over here. So many loopies. Hair loopies. Okay, there we go. That's the last of that. Before I start pulling everything together and finishing up, I'm just gonna give it another comb so it won't be so messy. There we go. There's a lot here toward the end that's pretty uneven. a very thick strand and a few very small ones, and they're not going to be wrapped up evenly together, but it's fine. It's not like anybody's really going to see you or anything. There we go. Much better. You still look a bit like a child. Had her way with you, but at least you're not a whole tangled mess. Okay, so I think that finishes up our scalp test. So please let me know what you thought of this audio. And I will probably use it again for other role plays in the future that require face